Hey, my name is Austin. I'm with Alive Print Shop. We started printing t-shirts in my parents' garage 13 years ago. It really just started as an idea. Just started putting it together. So I was 16 years old. I got my driver's license, and part of my deal with my parents was if you're gonna drive the car, you have to go do things for us after school every day. And I had to go pick up t-shirts for their construction company. And I just walked in, I said, oh, this is heaven. Like, it was this little bitty place that was kind of messy. And I was like, I think I would have loved to do this every day. So I called the dude almost every single day for 2 weeks. And I was like, I will sweep, I will take out the trash, I'll do whatever you let me. And then finally he said, okay, come in. And the first day they gave me a job where I had a pressure washer in a bathroom with a makeshift washout booth, and I had to clean ink off screens every day. And after the first day I'm leaving and I'm drenched wet, and the guy said, hey, you won't be back tomorrow, huh? And I said, of course I'll be back tomorrow. He said, okay, then we'll change the hose out to the one that doesn't leak. I just kept doing that for 3 or 4 months, and then I had this idea in my mind that I could do this, which was just completely ridiculous. So I remember convincing my parents to borrow $3,000 to let me borrow my first press, and I don't know if I would trust a 16-year-old with $3,000. And I just knew I didn't want to let them down more than anything else. So I would just go out there every single day and just print t-shirts, and I'd find people that needed t-shirts, and we'd start with spray paint and stencils and just trying to get something onto a shirt, and then it just kept growing. And next thing you know, within a few years we were printing t-shirts for schools and companies all over the Las Vegas Valley, and then it eventually growing into businesses all over the West Coast. Went to this trade show, saw Dream equipment. I ended up getting a flyer, and I had a glass desk, and I taped it on the bottom of my desk so I could see through it. And I prayed about it. I looked at it every day. I dreamed about it. And within the next 3 months after that, I ended up finding this whole equipment that was set up in a storefront, and the guy decided he was done. And I walked in, and it was just a miracle. I was able to make a deal, take over payments, and overnight I went from my parents' garage to having $50,000, $60,000 of equipment being in a storefront, and it just felt like we were just living a miracle. And then after that, it was 5 years of just hard grinding every single day, nothing exciting happening, answering the phone, trying to get orders out, learn the business. And then after 5 years of that, we finally made the decision to buy our first building. We moved, and we went from 4 employees to 7. And then after a few years of that, we went from 7 employees to 14. And then last year, in the middle of a pandemic, we built our own building. We moved from 14 to 25 employees. We scaled up equipment. Since then, in the last 3 or 4 months, everything that we put in has doubled, tripled, quadrupled. And we went from being at the moment of our life we had everything into it to all of a sudden everything working out. And so it has just been faith. It's been just living by a miracle. And that's why we're encouraged to start 5 Talent, because we just know the more you trust God, the more you take all that you have and you pour it into doing the best you can with it, God always shows up, and he always makes it more. And you can't get discouraged when you start small, because everything great starts small. The difference is you've got to do it with faith. To me, I feel like this is where I found my faith, because I grew up in church. My parents were pastors, but it wasn't until I knew that I had to make payroll every week and we had to get through things, and it was hard, that the harder it got, the more I had to trust God, the more I had to ask God to just bring miracles and just to make a way every time for every week. And for years it was just a prayer, just hoping that things would work out. After building Alive Print Shop, it eventually started to click. We started trying to, getting used to how the business was supposed to be run, and it really just required so much personal growth. It wasn't the business that had to change, it was me that had to change. I had to learn and grow and just get better so I could handle it. Over the last 13 years, we've been in the wholesale print business. We printed t-shirts for churches and schools and all kinds of things like that. And we feel like we have really just got good at what we do. We've from the fabrics to the print, and now we're ready to launch our own private label brand directly to the consumer, to give customers the best shirt that we can, to put every bit of meaning and everything we've learned into it, and also just to create a way where we take something that we believe in and then put it out there. Because the last 13 years has been an amazing opportunity to help other people, but there's always been that thing in our heart where we wanted to share what we believed in and what has happened in our life, to share just how good God is and what he's done in our life. We want to create a brand where when people wear it, they feel that they're encouraged to take all of their talents, their skills, that they are valuable, they do have worth, and that if they take everything that they have and they do their best, they'll actually do better than they think they will. It's not just their own dreams. God put those dreams in them, and if they trust Him and they do their best, they can turn 5 into 10. 5 Talent Clothing. Take all that you have and do all that you can. That's our story, and we can't wait to hear your story.